Hi, today we are going to discuss another very controversial topic in business management. That is, what is the difference between supply chain management and operations management. I said controversial since different experts of business management have different opinion about these concepts. So I will be glad if you give me your opinion in the comment section after having this discussion. As we know, business organizations are fairly complex structures, and there are many aspects of their work in which all are equally important. So it's very crucial that all of them are given due importance and proper care or attention in order to ensure that smooth running of the business. So there are many terms that we often come across when discussing business matters, and supply chain management and operation management are two of them. Sometimes people get confused by the two and consider them to be one and the same. However, there are certain differences that must be kept in mind when thinking about these concepts. So let's discuss what are the differences or what are the similarities between these two concepts are. One of the major difference between supply chain management and operations management is processes versus flows network. So operation management is focuses on processes, whereas supply chain management focuses on relationship and flows in the supply chain. So it is process versus flows. Supply chain is network of organizations and activities involving designing, transforming, consuming and disposing of goods and services, whereas operation management answers the questions of what, how, when, where and who by defining both the structural and infrastructure aspects of operations management systems. So this is the major difference between supply chain management and operations management. Supply chain management is related to the process, whereas uh, operation management is focused on process, whereas the supply chain management is uh, focused on flows in supply chain. Experts also differentiate supply chain management to operations management due to the location of the whole business process or whole business activities. So they are saying outside the organization versus the inside organization. Uh, so what is the where the operation management is concerned with the inside the organization's activities, whereas the supply chain is concerned with the outside the organization, like getting the materials and delivering the products. And this major difference means that supply chain management professionals spend time evaluating suppliers, negotiating contract, while the operation management professionals are often involved in planning and managing the day-to-day operation and process. So we can put this like this, that the activities are typically are same in supply chain management. However, the responsibilities and the roles may vary in operations management depending on the product or the services the organization produces. We can also differentiate supply chain management and operation management through another perspective, that operation management deals with the nodes in internal network, whereas supply chain management deals with the link in external network of an organization. As we know, node is an individual processing unit where the link is a physical and logical network component to use the interconnect different nodes. So basically, supply chain management is connecting the different activities that we call nodes, and operation management is responsible for that individual processing activities. We can also differentiate supply chain management and operation management through another perspective, that operation management deals with the nodes in internal network, whereas supply chain management deals with the link in external network of an organization. As we know, node is an individual processing unit where the link is a physical and logical network component to use the interconnect different nodes. So basically supply chain management is connecting the different activities that we call nodes, and operation management is responsible for that individual processing activities. We can also differentiate supply chain management and operations management by the way we manage the values in an organization. Supply chain management can better be understood as the management of the flow of the values, and operation management is the management of activities those generating recurring values for the firm. So supply chain management is the flow of the how we create the value, and the operation management is responsible for creating the values. So I would say if an organization manage the flow of value properly, which is supply chain management, that it can generate higher value through managing these activities, which is operation management. As I said in the beginning of this presentation that this is a kind of a very controversial topic. So some people think that supply chain is the subset of operations. So they may be true. A supply chain management would be considered a subset of an operations manager because it's just one part of the entire production operations. But having said this, they do share a similar end goal to enhance bottom line by reducing the cost and increasing the efficiency. So we are taking their point of view that maybe supply chain is the subset of the operation, but personally I think that it is other way around. Okay, after giving different opinions and differences between supply chain management and operations management, let's see what the apex operation management body of knowledge is opinion about this matter. So according to them, operation management focuses on the systematic direction of the process involved in the sourcing, production and delivery of the products and services. It calls for a holistic or system view of the process with major impact on the cost required to operate a firm. It assumes that many technical aspects of operation, particularly details related to engineer, are handled by the specialist. So operation management concept apply to complete chain of activity in the production and delivery of the products and standards, including those that cross commercial and geographical boundaries. So I like this part that it is a holistic approach, and the operation concept apply to complete chain of activities in production, in delivery, in distribution, and all the things, and also across the commercial and the geographic boundaries. These concepts are also applicable to non-operation fields such as marketing, finance, and information technology. Operation seems to be more general term than supply chain management, but more and more these two concepts merge and become almost interchangeable, especially in the view of Apex. So this was the opinion of Apex which I added in my presentation. So in my opinion, again I agree with that operations management is managing all the activities in the supply chain management, including production, sourcing and distribution as well. Furthering this concept of operation management and supply chain management are working together. So these are the supporting each other for the betterment or the bottom line of the organization. Operation management consists of production management, core manufacturing industries, as well as service operation like IT, banks and healthcare, etc. Production management deals with various supporting functions required for manufacturing of goods or services like quality management, production planning and control, project management, vendor management, technology management. Supply chain management providing right material to right customer in the right time, because if material does not reach in the time to the production unit, then overall production process may be delayed, and the customer will not receive the goods and services in time, and it results in the customer's dissatisfaction. So supply chain management deal with all functions from procurement of raw material for production to delivering final product to customer or consumers. So various components of supply chain management are logistic, procurement, warehouse storing, material handling, and vendor management, etc. So in short, both operations and supply chains are supporting function for each other. So in my opinion, this is the best way to explain operations and supply chain management, because they are supporting each other and they are going hand in hand, like we say in English. So this is the way, because if you have better supply chain management but you don't have right operations, you cannot successful, and vice versa. Okay, continuing the similarities or commonalities between supply chain management and operation management, we keep the discussion on that both supply chain management and operation management is likely to add some value to business, supporting efficient process and evaluating driving higher revenue for the company. In the quest of this objective, these two areas are inextricably connected, means hard to separate. So it is very hard to separate that this is supply chain management and this is operation management. So to put it simply, supply chain management manages the process for having the product produced, and without it, operation management would not have any product to overseas operation for. Some industries require both supply chain management and operation management, whether their businesses are moving raw material, products, services, money, or data into the hands of its consumer. These roles may overlap or fulfilled by one person or department in some smaller organization. It is because the necessary skills for these roles are quite similar. Some of those similar skills have been given here, like effective communication, organizational skills, cross-functional leadership, goal setting, and decision making. So in my opinion, supply chain management and operation management have very similarity, and until they are not working together, it is really hard for an organization to win. So I myself has experienced that. I was a supply chain manager, but my designation was GM operations. So a GM, a general manager operations, have looking after all the supply chain activities as well. So this is my personal experience, and also through literature I come to this discussion, and I hope now you have some better understanding of these two concepts and where they are merging and where they are separating, and if you working as a supply chain manager, what does you have to do, and if you are working as the operation management, or what have to you do. And sometimes you have the both roles in one designation. So still, if you have any problem or any issue in understanding these concepts, please you can write in comment sections, and I will be glad to answer those. Thank you for your time and your understanding. See you in next video with another topic. Thank you.